Hello. Today we are continuing on with our conversation about government. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an introduction to what we're going to be talking about over the next few weeks. So let's talk about government. Government is the administrative bureaucracy that controls a country. In short, they hold the power and make the decisions. In America, our government type is a democracy. This means that our government is representative of the populace and made up of people like you and me. Specifically, our government is a republic. This means that we designate a few people to make our decisions for us. The main decision makers are the president and Congress. Think of a republic as a representative democracy. Our voice lies in choosing the people who will represent us. We trust them to make decisions in our best interest. Government exists on many levels. We have local government, which we see in cities and counties, state government, which is going to be like our state and its governing body, and all the way at the top, the federal government, which controls the entire United States. Each of these levels of government has their own bureaucracy and are responsible for different things. Sometimes there is an overlap of power, and in these cases, the higher authority always wins. The federal government is greater than the state government, which is greater than the local government. For example, the legal age to drink in the United States is 21. No state, and certainly no city, can decide to overrule this decision. The state of Michigan instituted a smoking ban in public places, and no city can decide to ignore that ban. This is known as the Supremacy Clause. And if you look at our cartoon there, we have a few judges saying, what part of separate but equal is not equal? Doesn't the state of Arkansas understand? And then you have a guy sitting there, defending their position saying the not part. And this is referencing a famous case where when the order was given to desegregate schools, Arkansas decided that they didn't have to follow that order. And then the feds came in and said, oh, yes, you do. Local government is usually made up of a council and headed by a mayor, and they will make decisions that affect their city. This is not the City Hall of Warren. This is just a stock photo I found of a city hall. This, however, is the mayor of Warren, and his name is James Fouts. Sometimes counties also have their own government. This is especially true for very large counties or counties that do not have a very big population. So this is the Macomb County executive, Mark Hackel, and he used to be the sheriff, but now he is in charge of the decisions for Macomb County. State governments are set up very similar to the federal government, but their powers are limited to the state that they govern. Our state is headed by a governor, and we have state senators and state representatives. Our governor serves a 4-year term, and the position is currently held by Democrat Gretchen Whitmer. Our state senators and representatives are numerous, and truthfully, you each might be represented by a different one. But they hold a lot of control over state affairs, and currently both offices are dominated by Republicans. The federal government is very similar in setup to our state government. The president serves as the executive of our government, and we have a bicameral or two-house system of legislature. We have our senators, which is the higher power, and our representatives, which is the lower power, and together they make up Congress. The government is divided into 3 branches that each take care of specific business. A system of checks and balances prevent any one of those branches from exerting too much control. So we have the legislative branch, which consists of Congress. We have the executive branch, which consists of the president and his peeps. And then we have the judicial branch, which consists of the Supreme Court. Our current president is from New York, and his name is Donald Trump. Each state is allotted 2 senators to appease smaller states and allow for more equal representation. This was called the Small State or New Jersey Plan. Senators have more power and is a higher prestige position than representative. There are 100 senators, 2 from each state, and they serve a 6-year term, and 1/3 of them are up for re-election every 2 years. And this is designed so that we can't replace all of our senators at once. There will always be some level of consistency in the Senate. The 2 senators representing Michigan are Gary Peters and Debbie Stabenow, and they are both Democrats. The representatives to the House are determined by population. This was to appease the large states and was known as the Virginia or Large State Plan. Representatives have less power than senators, and there are a lot more of them, 435 to be exact. When coupled with the senators, we have 535 total representatives that we elect to Congress. Michigan has 15 representatives to the House, including Debbie Dingell, Rashida Tlaib, and Andy Levin. And I have a picture of Debbie Dingell because she is my representative, and she was the only one who is still a representative from the original presentation that I made for this. So I had to get rid of the other pictures. When you add the total number of senators and representatives together, so 2 senators plus 15 representatives from Michigan, you get the number of votes to the Electoral College. The smallest states, like Hawaii, all at least get 3 votes. Or all get at least 3 votes. At least 2 senators and 1 representative. The Electoral College elects the president, but we'll talk more about that later. The final branch of government that we have to talk about is the judicial branch, or the courts. And again, we're going to talk more about them in a little bit, but this is a picture of the court. It's a little bit out of date now, but I mean, with the exception of, I think, 2 justices, it should be pretty good. All right, so that just about wraps us up for now. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again soon. Bye.